thanks for tuning in. This is Optibottoms coming at you with another video review. This time I'm bringing you Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Recon Ironhide. Now, the more astute of you will notice that there are two Ironhides in front of you, and that's because, well, there's a couple reasons. Obviously, you see some things are a little bit switched up. Now, I'm going to explain that to you. Basically, since the original release, this is the original Ironhide from the 2007 movie. Ever since he was released, I thought he was the perfect Ironhide. I absolutely loved this figure. Nothing else that came out did I want, and it's been like that for the past 2 years. Until I saw pictures of this guy, Recon Ironhide, which, Jungle Attack, I don't know. I mean, he went through a bunch of different names. Basically, he's searching for Bludgeon, and they're doing the whole nest line type of thing, and I believe this is part of it, and they're looking to try to find Decepticons, and Ironhide has his rivalry with Bludgeon, which, I don't understand that, but basically, when I saw this figure, I loved it. There's a slightly different transformation with it. There's also a different head mold with it that's a lot more movie accurate, and I absolutely love that as well. Now, there were some things that I didn't like. Number one, I really didn't, this is the original grill that was on him. I swapped these out. Now, this has become my new favorite, so unfortunately, this Ironhide's going to go into storage. He's going to be hidden for a while, and this is the one that's going to be displayed. I swapped out the grills. It's just a matter of unscrewing them and screwing them into the new section, but I really didn't like this. It does detach, and it becomes like a crossbow type of a weapon, which I really think is stupid. I'm not a big fan of it. Really didn't like that at all. There's also some other things that I did. The actual guns, these are the actual guns that come with Recon Ironhide. I don't particularly like these ones. I like the big, huge ones that the original Ironhide came with, and so I swapped those out. Now, in order to actually swap those out, I had to swap out the arms themselves, mostly because the holes are slightly different sizes to peg these in here together. That was one big difference. Also, the hands. If you kind of, I don't know if you can really see that. It's kind of hard to tell. But Recon Ironhide's hands were a brownish color. Hopefully you can see that. I swapped them out for the original because I like the black hands a whole lot more. Obviously, you can see that Recon has this electric silver motif going on. You can remove this. It's kind of grown on me, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to take it off. I might, because there's a couple other tweaks that I would like to do. I also, so you can remove this. It's just kind of painted on this black. A little rub and alcohol would take that off. I think P.O. said he did it, and it took him about 3 hours, but he was working at the time. So you could probably get it done a little bit quicker. I also like the clear translucent blue window on here, but there's no real way to switch out the windows in here because this entire front section is where the different transformation happens. There are a couple things that I do really like this, the silver, not the grill, around the headlights and the silver on here, and then the red GMC, as opposed to this blue coloring, and then the unpainted GMC logo. I do like that, but there's no real way to swap that out that I know of. Also, the back tail lights, I like this painted. I could probably actually swap this out. That's probably not too difficult to do. As you can see, it does have a different look to it. It has, where is that really bright light coming from? I don't know where that's coming from, but it's a little flashlight type thing. As you can see, he's got this armor plating and stuff on here. I do kind of like that. It's, it's Ironhide, so it works for me. Plus, you also see all these guns all over the place. He's got, I'm going to just take these off. He comes with 2 knives, sure. It's a fairly nice gun. And one other gun. Now, like I said, these were his original cannons, and this particular one here comes with a missile that you can plug in and fire, but like I said, I don't like these ones, so I just leave these with the other Ironhide. Couple other things, and if I can get this to plug in. There we go. A couple other things worth noting on here. He's got this little section here. He's got these. He's got all these little hook guys. He did have big giant spotlights on the top. I removed those. I didn't particularly like those. But what are you going to do? I do like the 4x4 on here. So if I do decide to take the silver off on here, which I could probably, I haven't decided yet. These are just held on by ball joints, so I can just pop that on there. Plus, I also like the fact that hopefully you can see these, the smoke towers, or the exhaust pipes up here, stick out further than these. I like that a little bit more. Other than that, I mean, those are kind of the differences, and those are kind of the things that I swapped out. So we're gonna get this guy out of the way. Gonna look at him, and we're gonna go ahead and transform him. So to do that, just kind of fold these little fellas out. You might want to take these guns off, set them off to the side. It makes the transformation a little bit easier, and I'll show those off later on. So we have it like that. Just kind of come around here to the back. This really brings back a lot of memories because this was the first Transformer that I ever actually reviewed. Well, not this Ironhide, but the other one. Kind of separate. You gotta pull these apart and separate that. Lift those up, like so. And you're already starting to see a little bit of the difference of the transformation. Lift that up as well. Come around here, pop this grill section down, and that'll release these, and they kind of flop up there. And we're starting to get Ironhide to look good. Take the arms underneath here, grab hold of the front wheels, and just kind of spread those out. Kind of put them on an angle such as that. That's not the transformation, so don't worry, people. Loosen this little bit up here, and you're going to get the legs flopping down. Go ahead, straighten those out. Separate them. Now this bottom section is identical to the first Ironhide. Same automorph. You just kind of grab. It's easier to grab both the front part of the foot and the heel and pull that out. You get a little bit easier automorph, I suppose you could say. I don't know. This mold has been reused so many times that I'm sure that it's got some kind of degradation or degrading, whatever. So you got it up like this. Make sure that you have this section, his chest plate. Make sure you have that down, and you can rotate the torso. Come around here to the middle portion of the body. And you have this whole thing right here. Same type of transformation. You push this in. One thing that's weird is this little peg here has got a little silver bit on the back. I don't know what that's for, but that just plugs in. Kind of fold the arms down a little bit more. This whole back section here, you want to pop this loose, and that'll just kind of fold back. You gotta, that's really kind of tough, but you had it like this, it'll accordion back. Something like that. Reach down in here. You're going to grab his head, which is a little bit harder than the original. Pull it out. Rotate the arms all the way around. You want to kind of get them in the correct position. Then just kind of flip them up. Now, hopefully you can see this. You can see what I'm doing in here. That little peg right here actually pegs into the center part of the wheel. Holds that in position. So do that on both sides. And again, just kind of rotate the arms down. There we go. Rotate the hands to the correct position. This is still a problem. It still doesn't really peg in there very well. Then you want to take this back section, have this section right here, have that folded under, and you rotate that. Kind of fold that in, fold that, fold these little bits. You got the head, take this little section here, fold this all the way out. That kind of just plugs up there. There we go. Come around and get the cannons. And you just plug those onto the correct arm, which that is not the correct arm. Plug that in. And plug that in. And here we have Ironhide, Recon Ironhide, in his robot mode. Now, like I said, I love the way the transformation is a little bit different on this. Just enough. Oh, that's weird. Just enough to really make it kind of stand out and be different than the other one. Just enough that it makes me want to buy it. Plus the head on here, really nice. God, where's that extra light coming from? I don't know. Who knows? I really think that's cool looking. I really like that. In my mind, it's just more accurate. I think I found that extra blink of light. Same kind of details everywhere else. I really like the legs on here. You can kind of zoom back. I really think the silver on here is very nice. I really like the way that looks. Some people will complain because of the more back kibble that you have with this figure. It doesn't bother me all that much, to be honest, but I could see where people would get annoyed with it. So we're going to set him in the back, and we're going to bring in the original Ironhide. Okay, so here we have Recon Ironhide and the original 2007 movie Ironhide. Biggest difference, and I'm going to try my best to kind of show this. Like I said, the transformation is a little different, but also the head. I really like that head a lot more than that one. That one's not too terribly inaccurate. I just think it looks better. Obviously, you know, I got the arm cannons on this one. These are just tiny to me. I really don't like those guns. I really think his guns are just much better. So, I mean, overall, this is a good Ironhide. I'm very happy with this Ironhide. I just think this one just takes a little bit further and makes him a little bit more accurate and stand out more. The silver on the legs, I think, really pops. I really like the way that looks. So, also, you will notice, you know, the back section. Now, this is probably going to make it or break it for a lot of people. See, this is a lot more flush. It comes down and lines up a little bit better. This jets out kind of a little bit more. I know that's going to bug some people. Now, I had toyed with the idea of removing these bits, and if you do that, you can kind of do the same type of a thing here. You can fold this in the back. See, I'll usually push that up like that, and then you can bring these together, but you have these little guys that are sticking out, so that makes, maybe it doesn't make it better, but at any rate, I still like this Recon Ironhide a whole lot more than I thought I was going to, and enough that it's making me replace my original 2007 Ironhide. So, both great figures. If you missed out on this guy or any of the other versions that are kind of like, he is a good replacement for him. So, let's get this out of the way. And let me show you how to transform this guy back. Articulation, it's the exact same as the other one, so that doesn't change or anything. So we're just going to remove the guns again, just because it makes it a hair easier to transform this guy. And really all you have to do is just go in reverse, kind of fold this down, flop that, come around here to the back, and again, you want to rotate all this, just like so. Bring the arms up and kind of separate them so that you can take the head and push the head down. Problem with Ironhide is he's a black figure, so I don't know how well he's showing up on my camera. I hope he shows up okay. Rotate or fold down this if you had the bumper pushed up. Rotate the torso around, just like so. Fold this. You gotta kind of fold the windshield back up and then fold this down on itself. That's one thing I really like on here too. This back section on the original, the roof and the front windshield on the original would always slide off, and it really aggravated me. So I'm glad that they fixed that. Kind of fold the chest piece up along the back section here, separate the leg section, fold that up. You're going to bend the legs backwards so you have it kind of like so. Bring the automorph in, which sometimes, and most times, at least on this figure, you really have to kind of do it by hand. The automorph on here, this one kind of sucks. Peg the legs together like so. Bring these up, fold down this little section here, and that kind of will tab together. Fold this all the way down, past, well, maybe. You want to fold this down here, like so. Fold these little bits out, and they plug in nicely. Usually nicely. There we are. You got these still up. Fold these back. Just like that. Coming back down here to the bottom, you're going to bring the arms in. You're going to rotate them all the way around. Put them back underneath the car. And make sure, alright, that's all lined up properly. Good. Bring that in, bring it around. Have the elbow joint where it can bend like this. Have it up underneath. And then you have to take this little peg right here. God, that's really bright down there. Sorry, there's extra light coming in from some source. That has to peg in here, so just kind of plug that in. Rotate the arms. They plug together, I'm sorry. They push together. Make sure you plug that little bit in there. Just like so. Make sure you get everything lined up. Everything seems to be wanting to not line up properly for me. Of course, that's natural. Bring up the front bumper. Bring these little bits down and they plug in. Just like so. Well, it seems to not want to. So we're going to just fold these down. Plug that in and then make sure I have everything. Do I have everything lined up properly? I think I do, yeah. Alright, sit down. And these plug right in. Except for some reason they really don't want to stay in there today. There we go. Fold that in, push that together like so, and you line up the panels. Do the same on this side. Except again, doesn't want to line up properly. Alright, it's a little bit fiddly. There we go. Push this down nice and tight. And there you have him back in truck mode. And then you just put these little guys, or the other cannons, whatever ones that you chose to keep with this figure. No, that's the wrong one. So we'll get the other guy. And that just plugs right in like so. And this section really doesn't want to stay down for some reason right now. I've never had that problem before. Yeah, I know, that's what she said, right? Or that's what I said to she. Alright, so here you have him back in truck mode. And as I said, this is a gorgeous looking truck. I really like the way the truck has always looked. So keeping it the black, the electric thing, doesn't bother me too much. Plug all these in. This is a little bit longer of a review than I like to do sometimes, but hopefully it's not too bad. And you can plug these things in wherever you really want to. I mean, they plug in really nicely. So there you go, guys. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Voyager class, Ironhide. Voyager class Recon Ironhide. I hope you liked it. It's, you know, I mean, it's obviously a little bit different than the actual version because I have some things swapped out, so I apologize. So until next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.